So I would like to compliment HYSEA for this kind of a focused attention on ESG. And let me tell this to you, that this focus is coming at a very, very right time. Our solar generation, or let us say renewable energy sources, is 16% now, when the national mandate is only 10%. And if you look at per capita solar power which is generated, ours is the best in the country. And even in absolute numbers, we are only second after Karnataka. So solar again is something, renewables again is something which shows commitment to green energy, keeping the carbon footprints low. Similarly, you will be aware that we have a very progressive policy on electric mobility. So again, the initial response, our policy is just about 2 years old, but the initial response to the electric mobility policy again is very encouraging, and we are now thinking of adding some more missing bits in that policy to make it even more easy for people to convert their conventional vehicles into electric vehicles. So many such examples can be given to show that on the E part of the ESG, the government is absolutely spot on, and each of these programs that I spoke about has an ample scope of participation.
Sustainability and ESG today is not just the right thing to do, it is the business imperative. I can actually say that growth of IT in Hyderabad, the next phase will depend on how the city embraces sustainability policies and way of working. And HYSEA is committed to bring it on everybody's agenda. It is critical for IT industry.
We are getting together here today for business sustainability in the new normal. Sustainability is a widely used word across the industry today, and it's a norm of doing business today across all the organizations and the governments across the world. In fact, a lot of organizations have taken sustainability targets and initiatives for 2025, 2030, 2040 to create, for example, zero emission norms as part of the organization. Hyderabad is a big hub for IT industry, and all the organizations here are committed to adopt sustainability as a theme and drive proper governance practices, reporting structures to make sure that we are purposeful and meaningful to the societies that we work in today. One small example that we are trying to contemplate and work together, we as industry are getting together to see how we can collaborate and create last mile connectivity, which is e-vehicles, so that we can create a eco-friendly environment around us. Likewise, we're figuring out how to install various devices and protocols by which we can reduce the consumption of power in our premises and be more smart and agile in the way we operate. We're reducing carbon emissions by moving away from using plastics and using more paper and other reusable material from a business standpoint. So these are some of the initiatives that we're working on. We are assembling today for the industry to get together and collectively hunt as a pack, then do it one by one at an organization level. And we hope that this will go a long way in terms of making Hyderabad a ESG capital of India. As you already know, that Hyderabad has won the award for the world's most greenest city in the past, and we want this to be known for adopting ESG completely, and we want to work with rating organizations to create a rating index by which different cities are rated on the ESG index, and we want to make sure that Hyderabad tops that list. HYSEA is an industry body. The biggest breakthrough for HYSEA is to get all the member companies together. No task is easy for one company. If we get together and discuss like-minded ideas and create practices around that, we collectively succeed. We also play a large role in bridging the gap between policy and industry, talking to the government to see how government can partner with us to create meaningful policies which can then be leveraged by industry one and all. So that's one big part that we play as an industry body in bridging the gap between the corporates and the policy making bodies of the state and the country. So HYSEA has about 300 plus members as of now today across different categories. We are expanding across the various member categories, supporting engineering companies, supporting IT services companies, supporting BPM companies, supporting product companies, supporting chip manufacturing, semiconductor companies. We also have affiliates of institutions which are part of HYSEA, where we have institutions being part of us as affiliate members. So it's a very vibrant ecosystem where we work across corporates, academia, government and ourselves to create a meaningful value proposition. We have a large engagement with several NGOs that we work with, where we partner with them to create a bridge again between how various corporates can work with NGOs to make their vision happen. So that's a big imperative that we're thinking through. Even today, we are also looking at innovation as a theme. There's a lot of innovation happening on ESG. For example, e-waste management is a big part, and how we can create a great e-waste management infrastructure like Amazon today, where companies like us can find the meaningful way to dispose e-waste which are rated very high, so that we can create the right value chain and traceability index for those. Likewise, a lot of innovations happening on reusability. We're working with T-Hub to get some ideas to our table, so some of those organizations are coming together and talking about how they are spending time to create new use cases in the sustainability space. It could be electronic, non-electronic, but it's an important space for us.
Hi, my name is Kishore Borra, Managing Director, Energy Tech Global, Managing Committee Member, Hyderabad Software Enterprises Association. As you know that HYSEA is a 30+ years industry body, and we are currently representing more than 90% of IT and ITES companies, both in terms of revenue and headcount. And currently I coordinate the HYSEA ESG forum initiatives. For me personally, ESG is all about combining the all three elements, the environment, social and governance in business decisions and organization culture. And as HYSEA, we give immense importance for ESG activities. We are currently focusing on 3 different initiatives. One is green energy credits for corporates, and the second one is e-waste management, and third one is green mobility. These are the 3 areas that we are currently focusing on. And what do I mean by green energy for corporates? When you look at the world, and especially companies in India and then Hyderabad, there is an immense thrust and momentum towards net zero journey, and each and every company, they wanted to accelerate their ESG journey. And when you look at Hyderabad, most of the major globals, they have been mandated by their companies to advance, to reduce their carbon footprint, and move more and more towards their renewable and sustainable journey. When you look at the sustainability initiatives, they are no longer under good to have category, they are under must to have category, and they are currently being driven by not just employees and customers, but also investors and most importantly regulators. If, for example, if you see, the IT companies here, when we go and participate in a bid, more than 80% of the RFPs, they will have 20% of their score given for ESG, which means we don't have any other alternative than getting better at our ESG journey. And as industry body, what we are trying to do is we wanted to promote our member companies to use more and more renewable energy, and then practice good ESG initiatives. And we also realized through our study that the IT and ITS companies in cities like Bangalore and Chennai are relatively in an advantageous position in terms of getting the power, renewable power, through open access power purchase agreements. And we are having some problem here, and we are requesting government, representing the industry, working with the government to make sure that even at a premium price, because we are not after savings, we are after doing the right thing, because what our customers would expect is, our customers are expecting us to do right thing, not just for them, but for our employees and for the globe as well. So we are representing government and asking them to, even at a premium price, allow the major IT companies to go ahead and have, to procure green energy through open access PPAs. So that's under the green energy credits for corporates. We're also helping the member companies in doing effective energy auditing, and we're also helping them with the best practices too. And in terms of e-waste management, one of the biggest challenge that we have here is compliance and traceability. As an organization, I cannot just like that go ahead and give it my e-waste for refurbishing, or I cannot give it for disposal. I need to follow certain norms, and it is quite difficult for people to follow all the norms and be 100% compliant, and to an extent to trace the e-waste as well. Now we are identifying the best practices, we are identifying some innovation in that sector, we are bringing them, introducing them to the member companies, and asking them to utilize the services of those companies, and also get to know the power of the circular market economy. And the last one is green mobility. That is the area that we are focusing on, and we wanted at least Hyderabad IT zone, IT sector to be green mobility zone. We are working closely with the government. We are also dividing companies into different categories based on their green practices. We are promoting companies to have electric charging equipment in their parking lot. We are also asking them to have their last mile connectivity through electric vehicles. So going forward, you get to hear more and more from HYSEA on these 3 initiatives, and today is one such day where we brought all the member companies together and we are brainstorming, discussing, giving our perspective to government and understanding from government what they are able to, what are their thought process and some of the policies that they are thinking in that space. Thank you. See, if you look at the number of companies that we have, they are into different, some of them in IT parks, some of them got their own campuses, and some of them they are using common infrastructure as well. So we have about 200 plus companies, and then when we recently conducted energy auditing survey, we rolled out the energy auditing questionnaire for them and asked them to participate and respond, and we are getting very positive response from a lot of companies. And this is just, we are building the momentum, and we wanted to take it forward and help them understand the kind of benefits that they get both from business side and also from government side, and at the end of the day how they can contribute to make this planet a better place to live for all of us.
Yeah, hi. Good evening, everybody. So I'm part of HYSEA's ESG forum, and we all work here. This is a 30-year-old organization. You must be aware about HYSEA. HYSEA is an equivalent NASCOM to what India. NASCOM is for India, and HYSEA is for Hyderabad. So this has been a catalyst for all our IT and ITES industry, and the entire IT leadership. They have a role to play here, and like HYSEA has role to play, and then HYSEA has collaborated well with the government and then to the IT industry, and it carries all our messages, and we have all the policy formulations from the IT perspective. The business leaders, they have a role to play through HYSEA. So HYSEA has apart from doing the core contributions toward the policies of IT and all, we also have contributed to the overall, in particular Hyderabad, and overall to the ecospace of India as a whole, and to that Hyderabad. So as part of the HYSEA Infra Forum for the last couple of years, we have done a lot of things and contributed to IT and IT's companies' growth and the sustainability aspects. For example, in our last tenure, me and Commander Srikanth, we have written a book on one-time use, the elimination of single-use plastic. So that was well received, and what we have done is we have circulated this to Tier 2 and Tier 3 companies, and this book was very, very useful, and because not everybody is fully aware of, because though it is now a legislation, but I think as early as 2018, the single-use plastic elimination has been asked from Tamil Nadu first, and then Maharashtra. And then it all again pan-India now, it is mandatory for us to eliminate the entire single-use plastic. So we have from the HYSEA, we have created a lot of buzz around this by sharing this book, which we have me and Srikanth have co-authored. And apart from that, we also have shared the energy audit template to all the Tier 2 and Tier 3 companies. Typically, when you capture what you are consuming, then only you can conserve. So we have given the template for all the Tier 2 and Tier 3. How do they capture all the energy, whatever the energy they consume, and then how the ways of optimizing this energy. Then in terms of transportation, last mile connectivity, HYSEA has worked relentlessly with the metro and the government, and we also have worked with the government of Telangana to tap the green energy, because as part of our ESG mandate, all the corporates have the RE commitments. So for us to complete these RE commitment, renewable energy commitments, we have worked with the governments, and we are in continuous dialogue with the governments. In fact, to ensure that we have that open access, as smooth as possible. We had earlier open access. I mean, in between there was some kind of interruption, but again, I think Telangana government has been very supportive on this, and we are working together to have the renewable energy connect, so that we can complete our renewable energy goals. Thank you.
Hi, very good evening to everyone. My name is Satish Vadlamani, and I am here representing HYSEA ESG Forum. You all might be knowing what's ESG and sustainability. The ESG Forum for HYSEA, as you all know, HYSEA is one of the largest organizations, which is a software organization association, works for IT in Hyderabad. In large scale, it's a very old organization, as 30 years old. And right now, this organization is doing a lot of things across all industry verticals of IT. One of the vertical is ESG. And why ESG? Because this is now the way forward. There's no other choice but you have to comply to ESG. And the reason being that all the industries, and it's diverse, it's not only about IT, it's about all the every other organization that's in place. You can name the organization, name the industry, and also the social fabric, the governance. So as you know, the three pillars, like, you have social, then environmental, and governance. It's a complete fabric and the ecosystem that needs to come together to achieve this target. The whole global warming, the COP, COP, you might have other companies or parties that in the meeting that is about the global warming, which is we talk about and we all know about it, where the countries have committed for net zero and all of that aspects. So one of the initiatives of HYSEA today is that how all the IT organizations in Hyderabad can come together and talk about the best practices. How are they actually learning and understanding ESG? How they are building awareness around it? How are they really implementing and driving the change management? Some of these things which are important. As simple, small little things like talking about removing single plastics, talking about waste management. These are all critical, and there are some things which are low-hanging fruits, small in pockets, renewable energy. And renewable energy is a huge thing. And here HYSEA is also trying to work with the local government, which is the Telangana government, to see how we can increase renewable energy, less of fossil fuel. And these initiatives will go a long way in a sustainable way of doing business, and also ensuring that we are committed to the ESG norms, right? So I think this is where our core will be and our efforts would be. We all are learning. I think nobody is expert here. It is very dynamic. It is evolving, and we will continue to learn and evolve and continue to contribute to this cause. Thank you.